Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today will be a longer video, so pull up your beverage of choice, have it playing in the background, whatever you may so choose. But I am doing a very large haul video. I have everything from tools, notions, patterns, fabric, all of that good stuff. And so what I think I'm going to do is I will pin in the first comment, like I've been doing for my sew alongs. I will pin in the first comment down below in the comment section timestamps. So if you want to just focus on one particular area over the other, then you can just skip to that area. And welcome again to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody stay tuned. Sunday I have a DIY coming up, and I think the following video will be some makes. I'm actually working on things in the background, but so yeah, I'll be able to show you those. And oh, two other things. Don't forget, I do have two sew alongs coming up this month. One is for the Transcendence makeup set by Justin E. Check out the video that I just posted about that last week, and there is a discount code, so make sure you go back and check that video for that. It is in the description box, so you can participate in that and have the option to purchase a couple of our other patterns that's listed in the description box. And then also I will be doing the sew along for the Cashmere Turner dress, so that is also coming up this month. So make sure, if you have not subscribed, you do subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you will make sure that you catch those two sew alongs when they come up later this month. Okay, so, and as you can tell, I'm in a different space because I had to spread everything out onto my sewing table because it's just a little bit easier. But one of the things I realized from my haul from last month that I forgot to talk about is I did pick up the Sewn magazine. This is actually the which issue is this? This is actually the April 2020 issue. And I forgot to mention that I had picked this up, but I do want to give a shout out, of course, to my lovely friend Myra Lorraine, because she is featured in the magazine, and she actually did a video on YouTube on how to do the invisible zipper. So I'll link her video down below, and then check out our channel. And then we also had Kiara. I forgot to talk about this in my haul last month. But yes, so many good articles. And this hack was actually really good. This is by Lynn Wardrobe Sews. She did this hack. So yeah, Sewn magazine always have really good articles and a lot of good tips, and it's nice to read about different sewists in the community and different things like that. So yeah, that was something that I picked up that I forgot to mention. But let's jump into, I think how I'm going to break this down is sewing supplies, notions, that type of thing first. Then I'll do patterns, and then I'll wrap it up with the fabrics. And then again, like I said, everything will, the timestamp will be linked down below. So getting into some notions and tools and things that I had bought. I actually want to talk about this. I forgot to film the before and after because I was so excited when it finally came into the mail. But Myra, if you caught her video, she talked about her favorite sewing supplies, and one of the things that she mentioned was this mini portable vacuum cleaner. And I'll just let that focus. So, and she uses this to clean out her sewing machines and her serger. And so I decided to go ahead and pick this up and use it, and I absolutely love it. It really cleaned everything up. I did go ahead and link it in my Amazon store once I tested it out and realized how much I liked it. The only thing is, I don't think, and I think I might have the vacuum in the other room, the only thing is the parts. Oh, it comes with a nice long brush and everything. And can you tell? Here's one of the pieces. See, it has a brush on the end. And then the other one is, the other piece is just a nozzle. What I wish it had was a nozzle that was skinny as like a straw, a very thin straw, because these are kind of wide, so you can only get in so far with your serger to clean it up. But when I tell you, it cleans up a good 85% of all those little particles that get into your serger and everything. It really does. It's just missing that one long maybe straw-like suction to get out the cracks and crevices. But you can use a Q-tip to get in there and really get the stuff out on your serger. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. I also picked up, because I will be making some more handbags here very soon, I picked this up early on in May. All of this stuff is from May that I have purchased. This is from Joann Fabrics, and not gonna go into Joann's, but a lot of this stuff I picked up from Joann's. But yeah, me shopping at Joann's will yeah, I'll leave that there for right now. We're gonna see how things continue to develop. But I picked up this Decaville Heavy, and this is when they were having 60% off their interfacing, and then they also had a coupon, an additional 20% off or something like that. I remember I got it real, because this is normally $18, I think, regular price, and I think I got it for maybe, oh goodness, had to be like $6-7. So I just bought a roll for handbag making. And on the lines of handbag making, I also picked up, for the very first time, I've always heard from different bag makers and different things like that, that Barb's Bags got interfacing, has some really good interfacing, the Woven Fuse 2, different things of that nature. So I've heard that the Woven Fuse 2 is really, really good. It's similar to Pellon SF101, but on another level, much better. But then her Woven Fuse 2 is even better than that. And so because I had so much of the SF101, I decided to skip and just get the Woven Fuse 2 and the Decaville Light. And so I picked that up. I don't have the price is not on my packing slip, but it was the package. So Barb's Bags, and I'll leave links to things down below, but Barb's Bags has packages that you can get. So say you want to try different things, you can just get a package. So my package was 6 yards of the Woven Fuse 2 and 2 yards of the Decaville Light. And so this is the, let me take it out of the package. This is the Decaville Light, and I actually did use this in May. So this is the Decaville Light. Can probably barely tell. It's thinner than regular Decaville. If you've ever, the Decaville I just held up is heavy, and so this is light. So I don't know if you can tell because the camera's not focusing. One is thicker than the other, and so I did use this last month for making Myra's Swoon Bonnie bucket bag, the strap. I used this. It made that strap so sturdy and feel like pure leather. So it was really good. So I did actually use the Decaville Light, and I have not used the Woven Fuse 2 just yet. This is the Woven Fuse 2, and this is how it all comes packaged. I haven't even taken it out yet, but it definitely has that coating that everybody talks about. If you've ever heard people talk about Woven Fuse 2, it has a really nice coating on it. It just feels really good. Feels much better. The quality is definitely much better than SF101. But I bought this in particular because I wanted to use these for some handbags that I'll be making here soon. And so and I still have some other supplies left, but I do want to start using the more the better quality interfacings and things like that, especially because I have been getting requests for making handbags, and I do want the materials to be a little bit of a better quality to give longevity to the product that I'll be putting out there. That also being said, usually when I make handbags, I started out purchasing the foam from Joann's that you get in Joann Fabrics, but I remember getting a free yard of the Annie Soft and Stable when I had placed an order with her for something totally different. And so I did use that. I think I mentioned it in the video when the gifts, the prizes that I made, the handbags and the totes and everything I made for the Black History Month Pattern Designers Challenge, the foam that I used in those was the Annie Soft and Stable, because I want to use something a little bit higher quality since that's going out the door to other people. So what I decided to do was I purchased, and again the price is not here on my packing slip. I want to say it was under $20 per pack, but I bought the original foam stabilizer from Annie Soft and Stable. This is what it looks like. It is a size that's 36 by 58 inches. So quite a bit is in here. And when you're using this for handbags, it's not like you're using a whole heck of a lot. And so I bought one in the black, and then I also bought one in the white. Just to have a little bit of variety. And so I have that also for bag making. So a lot of little bag making tools that I picked up, but I'm very excited about having those. And so if you saw my video where I talked about how I trace my PDF patterns, I first did a video on how I order my PDF patterns from PDF Plotting. Go check that out. But then I also did a video after that showing you how I trace my patterns. Well, I did get a couple questions on how I store my PDF patterns, and so I will link the video up in the iCards here. It's from over a year ago, but nothing has changed, and so you can see all of my organization process. But I do keep, you would have seen in that video, like my patterns I keep in these clear, I like the clear plastic holders. And so one of the things I found is recently, because I have some patterns that need to go in clear folders, I usually get them from two different places, either Amazon or from the Dollar Tree. And if I just need a couple, I tend to, well, not the Dollar Tree, it's called something else, it's a dollar store. But I would tend to just run to the dollar store to see if they have any in, because you know how dollar stores are, they don't always stock the stuff all the time. And so the last couple times I went to the dollar store, they did not have any, so I went ahead and just ordered from Amazon, which is actually much cheaper. And so that's what I got, a whole pack. This here is a pack of 30, and it comes out to maybe 49 cents per clear folder, which is less than spending what I was spending in the dollar store. I was spending $1.20 I think for two in the pack, but this you get 30 in the pack. And I think it's like, I'll leave it in the description box. Is in my Amazon store, but it's a pack of 30, and it averages out to 49 cents per clear folder. And so that's what I picked up some of these, because I have quite a few patterns that need to go into some protective envelopes, and so I have that. I purchased that. And then my last notion, I think I have here, yes, my last notion is, and if you saw my video on just Sunday, you already saw this, where I talked about this. I picked up this color wheel, and so I am so, it's called A Guide to Mix and Color. It's also in my Amazon store. I put that there. I am so excited about working with this, and if you saw my video, you know I will be using this, my swatch book and things, more frequently when I'm bringing different garment makes to you and different things of that nature, when we're choosing different colors to put together for different things that I make, and suggestions and stuff like that. We will be using this color wheel. So get you one if you don't have one. If you have one, pull it out, because we'll be talking about that in future videos and going over mixing colors with different fabrics and stuff like that. So yeah, very excited about that. So that is my last notion. We are now going to switch over and begin talking about patterns. Okay, so let's get into the patterns. And I'll pop up pictures if I think it's not going to show up here too well. I have a lot of patterns. And here's the disclaimer. I think I said this already. I purchased a lot of these patterns due to my virtual shopping with Eloquii, and for my sewing my mood board items. And so there were some where I didn't think necessarily I could hack or felt like hacking or taking the time to do that type of thing. I decided just to buy a pattern for it. So I did end up buying a lot of patterns in the month of May, which is odd for me because you all know I don't really like to buy a lot of patterns because I think a lot of them just look alike and look the same. But you will notice a majority of all of the patterns I purchased are all indie. And I think I mentioned this in my Sunday video. Indie is just more size inclusive, plus size friendly, and so I just find a little bit more for me and in my measurement range that will work for me for the looks that I'm trying to get. So let me start out with the ones I bought in early May. There was a sale on Simplicity patterns in early May. I think the first week of May. They were $1.99 each. So I picked up, and I shared this I think in my Eloquii video, but I picked up this Mimi G one. This is Mimi G S9114, and so I went ahead and picked this up. It did have the size range. I remember at one point, because I have a couple of other Mimi G patterns, the sizes used to go up to a 28, but it's now only up to a 24. I'm not sure why, but the measurements did fit into my my sizing, and so yeah. And plus this is looser fitting, and I want to wear it pretty much like this open. It's not something that I will wear closed, not something like this. So that is one pattern I picked up. The other Simplicity pattern I picked up is Simplicity 8640. This one it's actually, some of you may already have this in your stash. This cover is just a do-over. This is one, I thought this looked familiar, but there was a pattern on Etsy I was thinking about getting that I thought it was this. It was so cute, and I thought, oh, I'll wait, and you know, I just kind of put it out there in my favorites. But then when I saw this, I was like, that looks like that pattern, and sure enough, it was a they just redid the cover. But I absolutely love this dress. I actually love the one that she has on. Absolutely love it. And I wouldn't mind the sleeveless as well, but I like this entire look here. And I actually have fabric for this, so I'm going to put that to the side so I can show you what that is. And so speaking of the Eloquii and everything, so all right, I'm gonna start shouting out some subscribers here. I picked up, and I'll pop up a picture of these because you won't be able to see them because I just printed out the instructions. But I picked up my very first Style Arc pattern, and it is the Jules woven tunic. Shout out to Sheena Schultz and Christy Marsh for telling me about this, because they watched my Eloquii virtual shopping video, and I scrolled past this look I'll put up on the screen, which I said I absolutely love, but I didn't select it as one of the 7 recreations that I would do, but that stuck in my head, that look. And so the shorts, I think I mentioned that video, Easy, the Calder shorts by Cashmere Patterns, but the top, this Jules woven tunic, that is that same top. And so thank you ladies for telling me about that. I went ahead and picked it up, and actually at the time I purchased this, Style Arc was having a sale. They were having a sale of 20% off their patterns, and so I picked up the Jules woven tunic, and then they had their monthly freebies, and so, which I didn't get. I had checked out and didn't get my freebie, so I had to reach out to Style Arc, and she helped me really nice, and she ended up just sending me the freebie because I didn't really get how to do that. But anyway, you're supposed to put it in your cart, and then it will be taken off in the end, but for whatever reason I missed that. but I end up picking up for the freebie for the month of May, the Madison top. And so, because I thought, oh, that looks casual. It's for, I believe it's for knit. And so I went ahead and chose that as my freebie. What I do notice about Style Art patterns, again, this is my first time making Style Art. I've heard good reviews about them, but they have nothing in the way of instructions, or I would say very little. However, when I looked at it, the instructions, and then they have diagrams in the pattern too for the pattern pieces and what piece go with what. I looked through this and I was like, oh, this don't look bad at all. Actually, they actually, even though it's limited instructions with the diagram and everything, I thought, okay, actually it doesn't look to be complicated to pull together at all. So thank you, ladies, for sharing that with me. I greatly appreciate it. And then the other pattern I picked up, because from, I think it was the Eloquii video, I said how much I liked in the Eloquii website. They had the square neckline, and a lot of people I've seen make the wanted tee with the square neckline, and I think that's a very flattering neckline, especially being plus size, and if you have larger busts, it just seems like a very flattering neckline. But I didn't know any patterns that were plus size friendly that I can get. And so shout out to Kelly King, one of my subscribers. Thank you. She told me about, and I have never purchased patterns from them before, just like Style Art, and they both were size inclusive, so that's why I was able to pick these up. But they have, the Pattern Scout has the fern peplum woven top. So this is a woven pattern, and at the time, once again, shout out to subscribers for letting me know these things. At the time, they were having a sale as well, so I got the pattern, the fern top, and the expansion pack, because the expansion pack is the one that has the square neckline, and I was able to pick up both of those together for $9.20 is what I marked on here. It was a sale, plus if you signed up you got $5 off, so that was a pretty good deal. So yes, I'm very happy about that. So I will be doing that. Now this is for woven. In the Eloquii video, I said I didn't know any patterns and blah blah blah, and totally didn't know about Pattern Scout, so thank you for that. But totally forgot I already have Soda Fit's Misty top, and as you can see here, that is a square neckline. I would change it to be short sleeve, but and this is knit, so I have one for knit now, and I have one for woven. So I'm good. I am good to go. That is, and I had purchased, and the Misty top goes up to a size 24, so a very nice size range. I had purchased this during February of 2019, so I've had this for quite some time, and I was moving some stuff around and I was like, oh my gosh, I already have a square neckline for knit. So now I have knit and woven covered, and I am good to go. So thank you, ladies, for sharing that. The other pattern that I picked up is from Hot Patterns. Again, from my Eloquii virtual shopping, I picked up, it's very hard, if you notice, it's very hard to find a specifically plus size woven wrap dress pattern. There's plenty knit out there. You can find the knit as much as you want, but woven was hard to find. But I did find this one from Hot Patterns. It is the butterfly wrap dress, so I did go ahead and pick this up, and actually this is one that will be a recent, I'll be ordering the PDF for this one soon, but I did go ahead and pick this up, and it has some it looks to have some techniques in here that should be quite interesting. So I'll be coming back with a full review on this because I plan to make this up pretty soon. I do want to recreate the look that I saw, and I thought this was so nice. A very good compliment to that. And once again, like Starlight, I have never, or Pattern Sky, I have never sewn hot patterns before. I've always heard great things about hot patterns, but I had never really dissected their website. And so when I saw this, I was like, this is awesome. And so their instructions looks to be pretty, I like how their instructions are where they have the diagrams embedded up underneath the instructions. So I do like that. So I will come back with a review for that. I am sourcing fabric to get to recreate that look. So yeah, now let's get into, oh, and let me show you, because these are kind of related. Oh, the other one I picked up is the Rebecca Page pleated skirt, and I picked that up as the bottom of the one look that I talked about from my sewing the mood board look. I'm gonna use the silhouette patterns top, and then probably the pleated skirt from this as my bottom to recreate that look. But it is the Rebecca Page pleated skirt. And then, oh, I did pick up a handbag pattern. This is by Blue Collar, the begonia drawstring backpack, and all you have to do is just look up the hashtag on this. There are so many cute, these I just fell in love with everybody's that they posted. I bought it while it was on sale. I don't have the price down what I paid for, but it was in early May. It was May 5th when the begonia came out and went on sale. But so this thing is so cute, and I've seen so many beautiful versions of this. And so yes, I want to make this actually soon as a gift for somebody. But yes, this is so cute. So I did pick up the begonia drawstring backpack. Now the rest of these patterns are all patterns that came, if you saw my video on how to order PDF plotting and I walked you through that, you know I received my patterns, this huge roll. And yes, it was $9.99 to print, to ship all of these patterns. This box is heavy, and it was, I think, 10 patterns here. So let me go over the patterns that that I had gotten printed. And all of these I bought all of these patterns the first week of May. So all the patterns, yeah, that I've talked about, it was all that first week of May, except for the recent fern top and those. But I picked up the Seam Work Clark tank top. This top is absolutely cute. And catch Myra Lorraine's video. I know I reference her a lot, but she's why I bought the pattern. So I'm gonna blame Myra why I bought this pattern. But her and I talked in early May about just some projects we were working on, and she asked me if I knew about this tank top because I like the drape of it, I like the look of it, and I know Seam Work is size inclusive, and they have, but I've never sewn any of their patterns. So this will be the first one that I make up, and this is actually on my table for this month to do. So I am very excited to see how this turns out. But Myra did do a review on her channel, her experience, because you can sew this up in woven and knit, and she did sew them up in both fabrics. So if you want to know her review and her experience with the pattern, definitely check that out. But stay tuned because I will have a review on this. Now, my next patterns that I picked up were from, we're gonna go to this pattern company, oh, more Rebecca Page patterns. I picked up the, I'll pop up pictures, the Pippa pants. I picked up the Olivia, and I picked up the basic underwear pattern. And so I picked these up because I will have a video coming up soon here. It might be next week. It might be next week, so stay tuned. I am doing a series on some sewing plans on loungewear, and the type of loungewear that I'll be sewing up. And so these were some cute loungewear pieces that I saw that I thought, oh, this would be really cute, because I have certain things that I would lounge around the house in, and then certain things that I would sleep in. I don't necessarily wear the same things. I know some people do, but I don't. I usually wear just a t-shirt for bed, but then for lounging around the house, I don't mind having on some like lounge pants and a nice comfy top. And so and I need to update that whole wardrobe. It is just a hot mess. All that stuff that I have, which is all ready to wear, old stuff, my husband's old t-shirts, stuff like that, that just need to be replaced. Now the basic underwear, I do already have one underwear pattern, but I want to try the basic underwear pattern by Rebecca Page, just because of the sizing and whatnot. And I was considering Liz Souls. If you follow her, she has a video on drafting your own underwear, but I don't feel like doing that just yet. But that is in the back of my mind to try in the future. And so I just want to play around with this pattern and get this printed up and make sure that I have this ready so when I discuss it in my upcoming video. So those are my Rebecca Page patterns, as well as the Paris day dress. You all know this is another look that I talked about that I wanted to recreate, one of the, I believe it's the Eloquy look that I shared in my video. I picked up the Paris day dress as well. Now I also purchased, and this is the last of my patterns, some cashmere patterns. In the first week of May, she ran a sale, buy two get one free. And so once you buy two get one free, not only did you buy two get one free, but if you bought the paper pattern, you got the PDF for free. I thought that was a really good deal, and that allows me, when I'm playing with a couple of these, I can just cut my PDF plotting paper, and I'll trace the actual patterns. And so what ended up happening was, so that was the beginning of May. By the beginning of June, late May, I believe it was late May, she was able to start shipping because she hadn't been able to ship for a while. And so I ended up getting the pattern, the hard copy patterns for the Pembroke dress and tunic, the Ellis dress, the Alcott dress, and the Calder pants and shorts. So I have my physical patterns for those, but I did get those printed at PDF Plotting. Okay, so let's round this out with all of the fabric I purchased, which is not a lot, so that's why I kind of saved it to the end. So and aside from one, I don't think any of these are available anymore. They went fast. So let me share with you. Let me start out first with what I purchased for handbag. I'm actually going to use this to make the Transcendence makeup set, the So Long that's coming up this month. This was some, what do they have this? It's a vinyl. It's called Highland Vinyl. This was from Joann's in their remnant band. I think I only paid like $6 or $7 for this, but it's a yard of it, as you can see. So this is what it looks like. So I will be using that for the exterior of the makeup set, and then my interior will be this. This was also in the remnant band. It was a couple dollars as well. It is a batik, but it is, and I'm liking batiks lately. It's 3/4 yard, and so I thought, no, it's not a batik. It looks like a batik. No, it is a batik. So that will be the lining for the Transcendence. So I picked that up from Joann's in their remnant band. Then when I was scrolling through Facebook one day, I saw this picture here. So gorgeous. I just fell all over that fabric. Fell in love with this fabric. This fabric is from House of Mami Wata on Etsy, and I will link her shop, but I will let you know this fabric has been long gone. Once Isabel posted this on her Facebook, a lot of us went and purchased it. And then when people started getting it, because it came really quick, the shipping was so fast. I ordered it on like a Tuesday. By Thursday I had it. Literally, that was fast. And so once people start posting it, because I know I posted it on Instagram, it was gone. People start saying it was gone, but it is this gorgeous African print fabric. It's called Multicolored Musings, and I picked up 6 yards of it. And so this is, let me kind of stand back so you can see it. I have already washed this. The label that comes on it, for those who buy African print fabric, you know they usually have the labels on them. So I just use my pressing cloth and a warm iron and to take this off of the fabric, and then I wash this in cold gentle cycle. And so look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but I fell absolutely in love with this, and I love what Isabel made. And if you follow her budget, is it Bougie? I'm pronouncing it wrong. Designs on Instagram, but you all know Isabel's creations are, and she makes everything, she drafts everything herself, but absolutely beautiful. This fabric is gorgeous. I've had a couple ideas I wanted to make. There is a dress I made a couple years ago for Easter. It is a McCall's. I will put up the pattern here that I was thinking about making another one of those dresses out of this, because it's so flowy, and this softened up quite a bit because it does come very, very stiff, but when I washed it, it's such a beautiful drape now. But at any rate, so I'm playing around with what I want to do, because I don't want to disrupt the design. So that's why I was thinking of making that dress again, because the first time I made it in that African print as well, and I like how it just doesn't disrupt the design at all. So that's what I'm considering for that. Now I purchased from 2 more and we're done. Style Makers Fabric. I purchased this cotton jersey. It is called West Palm Leaf Collage Jersey Knit in aqua and lime. I purchased 3 yards. I was just perusing around on different fabric websites for fabric for my cashmere Turner dress that I'll be doing a sew along for, and I just fell in love with the colors of this. And I have it turned, of course. It's all washed and cleaned and ready to go. But this is how it looks. If you saw my video last week, I showed this. So I will be using this to make my Turner dress. So yeah, I'll talk more about the fabric and all of that in that sew along. So make sure you are following along. But already cleaned and washed, and when I say this is so soft, it is so soft. Now I think Style Makers Fabric have more of this. If they do, I will link this down below, but these other fabrics are gone, so there's nothing I will be able to link to for these. But love, love, love. So soft. Now this is a fabric company I've been following on Instagram for quite some time, and always wanted to order from them. They're a little bit more pricey, like some of the other fabric companies, but I am getting more and more into quality of fabrics and not so much the price. If I do buy something that's a little less expensive, it might be used as a wearable muslin for wearable muslin garments, or testing out something or something like that. But because I want to recreate this look, this is from my sewing my mood board. I was bound and determined to find some navy blue with white stripe knit, and I did. I found it at Apple Annie's Fabric. She was having a sale, and from what I recall and following their page, they don't do a lot of sales. So when she was running this 25% off sale in May, I jumped right on it, looked for a couple different fabrics that I wanted. So for that skirt you saw in that picture, I picked up, it's this knit. And so what I absolutely love, this is some good quality fabric. All these fabrics are very good quality fabrics. And what I will say about this knit, so I'm just going to unfold this so you can see it. As you can tell, this is the navy blue with the small, more narrow white stripes. as you can see here, but this is the right side of the fabric. Here is the wrong side of the fabric. Yes, 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 and yes. This white stripe is not a digital print on here where the underside is wide or something like that. You know how some fabrics are like that. This is a very nice quality knit. That white stripe is weaved into the fabric. It's not a digital print or anything, and I absolutely love it. So the right and wrong side, obviously the right side is more prominent, as you can tell, but that white stripe is weaved into the fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. And I don't think any of this is left either, because very good customer service. When I ordered the fabric, she sent me a note and told me that there was a section of the fabric that had a like a little hole in it. I'll pop up a picture, a little short video. I took a video, and so she marked it, like put a tailor's tag in there to mark it so I can see. And she told me if it disrupted what I needed to do for my project, to let her know. And so unfortunately, the way where that mark was landed on the fabric, it did. It would have caused me not to be able to do the skirt. And so I measured my pattern piece, because the skirt is a front and back piece. I measured the pattern piece to see, okay, I should still be able to use a portion of this fabric for the waistband or something like that, but it was still in the spot where I couldn't work around it for the skirt, for a piece of the skirt. So she went ahead, I measured the fabric, and I told the pattern piece, and I told her I don't need a lot, I just need a yard to be able to have a nice cut piece without, you know, that will be enough for me to complete my project. And so that's exactly what she did. She said she would do. She sent me the extra yard, no charge at all. It came within a couple days. Her shipping was super fast as well. So I have the extra yard here. I'll be able to do the front of that skirt with no problem. And so but I still have enough to still be able to do the waistband, and I might be able to get a pair of underwear or something out of the scraps. We'll see. Just because the way where that mark landed, I'm not sure what I'll be able to do with the rest of it. I can probably cut around for other little type projects. So the last piece of fabric in the end of this haul, I know it's a long video, that I got from Apple Annie's is this beautiful knit. I'm sorry, not knit. This is a rayon linen mix, and there is no more. But look at this. Isn't that absolute? Can you see am I holding this up? The parrots? No, you can see I'm holding it up, right? You see the parrots there? Right here. Here are the two pairs around the flowers. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I picked up, I want to say I picked up 3 yards of this, and this has been washed already, and so yes, this is a rayon linen mix, mostly linen, I want to say, but this is absolutely gorgeous. And I purposely picked this up for Simplicity 8640 because I envision this being in a linen or linen type fabric. I absolutely love this. I love the big pockets on it, everything. So I am going to make that dress up in this fabric. So that is another project that I have coming up that you will be seeing on the channel. But that is it. I know this was such a long video. I thank you everybody for hanging in there with me. That is all I have. I will link as much as I can down in the description box for different things, but so far as the fabrics, it's probably only the Style Makers fabric that's still available. I know the other ones are not. I'll link to the pattern companies down below, and the different items, the notions I talked about in my Amazon stores, where you'll find those those clear plastic folders if you're interested in something like that. But yeah, that is it, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you stay tuned for Sunday. I have a quick DIY, because it was another thing I needed to take care of in May that I finally have taken care of. So I want to share that with you. And then we should be moving on to some makes videos and then the sew alongs as well. So stay tuned, everybody. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. You all have a fantastic week. If you have any questions, do let me know and leave them down in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Bye.